Okay. Welcome to the May Team Community Call. I'm so glad that you guys are here, and I'm excited because tonight we get to hear from Joan Claire Gilbert. And you guys, we met, oh my gosh, how many years ago now? I'm trying to remember how many.
Well, when Neil was in preschool, he's 9 now, so that was probably like 7 years ago, I think, at this point. Seems like it'd be longer though, actually.
It might be like 8 years ago, I would bet.
Yeah,
Because,
probably.
we met at MOPS, which is Mothers of Preschoolers here in Portland, before she moved to Phoenix, Arizona the area. And so we got to sit at a table together for a whole year and be there when our kids were babies. And that was like one of the highlights for me, was getting that time with moms. And so that's where we got to meet, and we've reconnected again even since she's moved away. She's an Oregon native, and she formerly was a practicing attorney. She's a homeschooling mama, and now she's certified in the Insight Life Coach program and helps other women and business owners. I'm just going to read this real quick, her bio, because I don't want to mess it all up. But she has 3 kids, and she has overcome significant health and other challenges through her faith, mindset, and diet. And that was another thing that connected us, was just years of health struggles that we both have had and walked through, and come out on the other end and learned how to thrive through it all. And so she's passionate about helping budding entrepreneurs cultivate an abundant growth mindset using principles from the law of attraction and business strategy. She offers one-on-one coaching and also runs workshops on the topic of abundance and money mindset. And as most of us know here who have done Plexus for a while, those are all really crucial things in what we do. And I have learned so much along the way. And so I'm excited for what she's going to bring to us tonight and the things that she's going to teach us and walk us through. So I will turn it over to you. But thanks so much for joining us and spending some time here.
Thank you so much, Jody. And I think you said I have about 30 minutes, right? Okay, but just give me
40. Yep.
Okay, just give me like a little heads up if we find we're going over, or like we have 5 minutes left or whatever. So yeah, thank you all for being here, ladies. It's so good to see you. As Jody mentioned, I'm life coaching these days, and abundance mindset is something that I'm truly trying to cultivate in myself consistently and constantly. So it's not like I'm the expert on abundance mindset, but it's something that I'm really passionate about, and I love to get women together in workshops and talk about what abundance means to us and how to, shift our thought patterns so that we can welcome more abundance in our lives that's already there, and abundance in the area of money or relationships or health or time that we want to bring more into our life. So I was just thinking I would start the little talk or mini workshop off with a poem that my coach actually sent to me last week that I really liked. Jody mentioned the topic of law of attraction. How many of you are kind of familiar with what that term means, or have heard of it, or something similar? So yeah, it's pretty common, right, in the personal development space. So, for me, it's kind of been a puzzling piece too, because I don't know how many of you come from a faith background. I'm Christian, and sometimes I grapple with the concept of like, we can manifest things in our life versus like, what is God's will for us, and what does He provide? And so for me, that's a continual kind of a conceptual challenge for me, that I try to meld those two together. And I kind of not given up, but kind of relaxed on my need to understand exactly how law of attraction really works, like on a vibrational or frequency level, and more think of it as like, it's like electricity or any number of concepts that we don't really fully understand how it works, but we can take advantage of. Like, there's plenty of successful entrepreneurs that talk about law of attraction and how it's helped them, and basically like, becoming what you seek to bring into your life, and how life is a mirror to your inner world. So we can cultivate, a really abundant inner world, and be really gracious to ourselves and our hearts and our emotions, then we can open ourselves to more abundance in our life too. We have to first cultivate it from within before we can like manifest it externally. So Anyway, I don't want to talk too much here, but there's a little poem that's called Life is an Echo, and I thought I would just say that because I thought it was really nice. So it says, what you send out comes back. What you sow, you reap. What you give, you get. What you see in others exists in you. Do not judge, so you will not be judged. Radiate and give love, and love comes back to you. So I don't know where it comes from. I just thought it was really, really a beautiful little poem there. And yeah, I think for me, law of attraction is kind of like thinking about how life is a boomerang in many ways. So, you know, so the topic today of attracting the kind of clients and creating the kind of customers or ambassadors that you want in your Plexus business is basically just the law of attraction applied to how we're creating ourselves and how we show up every day in our business and in our lives. So Jody might have introduced this in the intro a little bit, but a lot of what I'm talking about here is actually not just visualizing your ideal client, but actually becoming your ideal client, and how we can really harness that, those qualities that we want to see in our ideal client in our daily lives. So my first question for all of you, do you have like a piece of paper or a pen handy that you guys could do a little writing? Okay. So I was just going to ask you guys, I think Jody said you guys have done this a little bit already, but what are the ideal qualities that you want to see in your customers or your ambassadors or the people that you want to bring into your business? Maybe some of you could raise your hand or just go off mute and share. And then as you all listen, maybe you could write down the ones that resonate with you as well. So we can start coming up with a little list here of these qualities that you guys seek to, that you really want to have in your customers or your ambassadors. Does anyone want to volunteer first of all? Or maybe I'll just call on someone. Miranda, what qualities do you seek to have in your customers and your ambassadors?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, sometimes my AirPods don't work. So, well, I would say the qualities, I just want to find people like me, right? So people who are struggling with, losing weight, keeping the weight off with baby weight, and just moms that are going through a lot these days. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know if those are the right characteristics you're talking about, but those are kind of what the internal struggles that I think customers like me are going through, so I can relate to what they're struggling with.
Yeah. Okay. So customers that are going through similar challenges as you, just wanting to lose weight, get healthier. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and that's a good point. It's like not necessarily that you need to become more into those goals of finding, of losing weight or whatever, but just that's something that's kind of innate in like that connection that you have with customers. Does anyone have any other qualities besides like just being kind of on the same, besides like the goal of the product of losing weight or for health products? Terry?
I would like to find ambassadors that are kind and committed.
Kind and committed. Okay, great. That's really helpful. Yeah, and as you guys go along here, if you want to write down some of these adjectives or qualities. Anyone else? Maybe around the topic of their commitment or enthusiasm, maybe business growth, if they're kind of business oriented, those kind of qualities.
Yeah, I wrote.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. It's the go ahead choir. I wrote driven, passionate about helping others, passionate about health, coachable, organized, high energy. Those are some of the things I wrote down. Moms.
Moms, yeah. Okay.
Mostly because moms are amazing multitaskers, so I feel like they might even do better at this. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Have you got, and that's an interesting topic. Have you had non-moms that don't seem to be as aligned with your mission?
I don't attract a lot of non-moms myself, actually, just because I am a mom.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I don't know if any.
I mean, there's plenty of successful like
single families, that don't have moms
Yeah.
that aren't moms, but
Yeah. Okay.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, it tends to
Just a
be
thought.
moms. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So so far we've got kind, committed, driven, passionate about helping others, organized, high energy, moms. What about their willingness to try the products and stay consistent, that kind of thing? Like, does anyone want to share more about what you really
That's
look
what
for?
I was actually going to say, is like really ready.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of times people aren't really ready. They're just like that day they might be, but like ready for like the long haul, like really want to make a change.
Okay. Yeah. So like when things aren't always easy in the beginning and trial and error with the products and maybe detox symptoms that they're able to see through.
Not looking for the magic pill, looking to change their life.
Yeah. Not for a short term kind of relief, but a long term sustainable. Okay. Yeah.
I want people who have grit and determination and like they're willing to grow and willing to be uncomfortable and want to make a difference. Like they're purpose driven.
Okay. Yeah. When you say purpose driven, what do you mean? Tell me more about that, Jody. What do you mean by purpose driven?
I think like wanting to make a difference, but have like long-term vision or even your why in mind. So you don't give up on hard days, like what you want and you're willing to go after it even when it's difficult.
Right. Yeah. The why topic is like a huge topic in and of itself. I'm sure you guys have gotten kind of into that as well. Yeah. Does anyone else want to share? Well, the why topic, I could almost go off on that, but I'll try to stay focused here. But in terms of your customers' why, is it, Miranda already mentioned the weight loss and the health. Is there other whys that you're looking for in your prospective clients besides the health and the, improving your appearance and you're feeling good about your body and all that? What other whys are you looking for in your clients?
I'm looking for people who don't want to be tied to a desk job. The time freedom.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. So that time flexibility and financial flexibility, right? Really to be able to make money on your own, kind of the more you put into it, the more you can kind of scale it versus 9 to 5, set salary, set income, right? Okay. Yeah. What about inner growth? I know we kind of touched on that at the beginning of the workshop, but are you looking for customers with a certain, mindset or like hunger for their own personal inner growth as well? Or is it more like the outward wanting the money, the flexibility, more their qualities about being passionate and committed? And what about the inner growth piece? What kind of clients are you looking for there?
Whenever I try to sell this, right, to my people, I'm always saying there's a community. Like we are this team and we all are here for each other and support each other. And, I think now more than ever, we need that, right? We've missed that the last year. And so that's a big selling point for me with my people.
Okay. Community. So community support. So people looking for that community support, like they really like that team support and sharing the same mission. What about the personal development piece? I know Jody, just what I've seen from Plexus and just even the book that you guys are just discussing, that there's a lot of personal growth that's happening that they're really encouraging and the team leaders are encouraging. So what kind of qualities do you look, do you kind of have a way of you focus on clients that are into that, or how do you do that? Is that something that you guys look for? Jody?
I do. But at the same time, I kind of the picture that I give, and I've used this example, is that it's like going to a buffet and we offer so many things and you get to pick and choose which ones you want to be a part of, but we're always offering that and setting it up as like, this is something that we value and we want you to have that too. And so always casting vision, because not everyone comes in with that vision for themselves, but I think that you can catch it along the way. And so we're always trying to offer that. But for sure, for me, it's like having that desire to grow and to not stay the same. And that's not just health wise, that's like mindset. And, we talk about growth mindset versus fixed mindset, and always willing to challenge ourselves in that area. And even, on my team page, I talk a lot about that. We talk about growing as a person. It's huge.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I imagine a piece of that is really someone learning how to treat herself too, right? How to give herself the positive thoughts and feedback for herself so she can show up for others that way. Yeah, you guys have shared a lot of really good things here. And what about the whole like their openness to risk taking and courage to be uncomfortable? Is that something you guys, I mean, I'm kind of like leading you guys here, but I'm trying to just help you. You've probably done some of this already, but just trying to remind you of what aspects you're kind of looking for in your clients or your customers or ambassadors. Like they're willing to get uncomfortable. I mean, I know a lot of you will share and post on social media about your journeys, and that takes courage. So I imagine, does anyone want to share more about that? Like what you're kind of looking for in your customers in terms of their, I know Jody's saying like they don't need to be there, but just kind of that spark in them that they can see that they would love to be able to share their own journey in the future if these products work out, right? This is kind of someone that's willing to be open about that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's teachable, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what I meant when I said coachable, like that they're
coachable, teachable, and then honestly, like kind and, like compassionate, because
kind and compassionate. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Some people aren't.
Yeah. Some people you find are not so kind and compassionate.
Like, what do you mean you did this? You did.
You did what?
No, I'm just saying, like, people are just like, if you're too harsh, I mean, especially in our business, I mean, it's kind of, you're talking about like personal things, right? So you're talking about bowel movements, and whether or not how people feel about themselves and things. So I do think that kindness matters. And
not being judging and okay. Yeah, and I know
empathy.
I would
too.
Empathy.
And a sense of humor, because if you're going to talk to people about their bowel movements, you better be able to laugh about it.
Gets a little bit strange early on. Is that something you guys do talk about that quite a bit, huh? I remember we talked about it a little bit. Yeah.
We did.
Okay, good. Well, that's a good start. And I think, some other things I mentioned, maybe like being willing to recommend, talk to your friends and just being open about it and sharing her journey or his journey, whoever it is. So hopefully maybe you guys wrote some of these down. So in terms of becoming this person, I'd love for each of you to underline the traits that you feel you already really, truly embody consistently. So, I can read off some of them that you guys mentioned. There might have been more here that I didn't write down, but kindness, committed, driven, passionate about helping others, organized, high energy, moms. I mean, that's probably not something you need to work on. Ready for long haul change, not really just in it for the short term fix. Grit and determination, willing to grow, purpose driven, really connected to their why. They value community support and serving those on your team. Desire to grow her mindset, growth mindset. Empathy and sense of humor. I don't know if there are some others, if anyone wants to throw out any more. So there's a lot of good traits there. I mean, that's a lot of awesome traits to have in a customer and ambassador. I think if we could have customers or clients like that, we'd all be really, excited to have a lot of people on our teams like that. So now if you guys could just underline those that identify and underline those that you feel you already consistently and truly embody, that could be a good way to see for yourself, like, am I really showing up this way in my life and my business every day? Not like, 100%, like I'm always enthusiastic and kind and compassionate, but for the most part, I'm really consistently showing up as that kind, compassionate, empathetic person, or whatever the trait is. Does anyone want to share any that they feel that they already consistently show up as? Or if you don't want to sound arrogant or whatever, but I mean, Kelly, I haven't, Kelly's going off. Okay. Does anyone want, or Jennifer Carlton, you're smiling. No, you don't want to share. Okay. You're muted, by the way, so I can't hear you. Well, I know Jody personally embodies a lot of these from knowing her, and I know Kelly, your leaders more, I've seen you kind of more on social media. You're just out there really committed and passionate about helping others and sharing your journey. And I know you're really committed to your why, otherwise you wouldn't be still here doing this, like how many years into the business, right? So I guess it's maybe a little bit more for those that are a little more new, like thinking about, okay, these are the kind of qualities I really want to have in my client. How can I really embody these on a daily basis? And so this, Kelly embodies energetic. Yeah, I think a lot of you do. In terms of, so if no one wants to really share there, then I'm going to go to the next part. So I want you to now, not as in a judging way, but to circle those that you feel you're not fully embodied in, that you really have, some room to grow, not in a negative judging way, but just like, this is something that I'm really not quite where I want to be yet. And I really would love to cultivate that quality in myself. So I'll just give you guys like a minute here to just kind of identify the ones that you feel that you're not fully embodied in yet. Remember, there's empathy, sense of humor, compassion, kind, committed, driven, really service oriented, high energy, ready for the long haul change. And then now if you could pick like just the top three that you feel are the most important for you at this stage in your business. So what three, if you could just, of all those that you circled, that you feel like if you could really embody those, that would be a really amazing way to kind of shift your energy and the way you show up in your business. And then we'll let you guys do that.
What are we supposed to be doing right now? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted you to focus on pick the top three that you feel that you really want to, that you feel are the most important, that you really want to have in your ideal client that you don't currently feel fully embodied in.
Okay.
Yeah. Does anyone want to share three that they feel? Rachel?
I will.
Okay, sure.
Well, actually, I was going to just share really quickly what I do feel like I have been embodying lately first, really quickly. Awesome. So one of the things I've changed my mindset about recently is sharing the business with people, because I've signed up a bunch of people and a bunch of people input. A bunch of people who said they were going to do the business decided they didn't want to do it after all. So that's really messing with my mind. And so I need to find more people that want to do the business. But what really, that's what I've been talking about the most, most recently, more so than the products, because I need to find people that want to do this business with me. But what changed my mindset about it was that I have already built a successful business at home. I've been working at home for 15 years full time. And even though it's not Plexus, I have a very successful home business. But in my mind, I was like, well, I'm not successful at Plexus. And so it was really holding me back from talking to people about it. But then I realized I was already successful. I'm already working at home, and I have an opportunity that even though I'm not completely successful at it yet, I know how to lead them to do it, and I have the resources to help them do it. And I know that they can work at home full time because I have been for 15 years. And so recently I've really changed my mind about that. And I'm like, no, I can help people do this. My team can help people do this. So that's given me a lot of confidence about that. But what I haven't been doing enough of, and that I need to start doing also, is I don't know the products well enough to really address people's issues that they have. And I haven't been doing a very good job of addressing pain points with people in my posts, and, just talking about different issues that people have physically and how our products can help them. So that's something that I need to work on.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. So you really shifted your confidence in your ability to help other people build a strong, successful business, but you just really want to become well-versed in the products and really get to know them, because you want your customers to be open to trying the products and not being like.
And seeing the benefits of it. I haven't done a very good job of showing people the benefits of the products.
Of sharing the benefits, you said?
Yeah, of the different products and the different things and what they do. Like, I haven't been talking about that very much.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great way to see. So just really being able to try the products and then share what you've found with them as well. Does anyone else want to share any other qualities that you feel like the top 3 that you really want to focus on growing in for, the next week? I think this is kind of the assignment I thought could be, was just really for the next week, focus on fully embodying these top 3 traits that you feel that you're not as strong in, that you have room to grow in. I don't know. Does Jody or Kelly, do you feel like you guys fully embody these traits? I mean, you guys are pretty amazing, but I just wondered if there's any trait that came up that you felt like, gosh, I wish I could think I could work on that a little bit more, like fully showing up in that trait.
I think it depends on the day. But always, which is funny because on my list, I didn't put belief in self. And I think that has to be in the top 3, because if I don't believe I can do it, I'm not going to show up and do it.
Yeah.
And so that's in my top 3, and just my mindset around that. But then the courage to challenge other people to do it. Like, I can do it. I can have the courage to do it myself. And, but to then challenge someone else to step up and do it, or to believe that they could do it. I'm not as great at that part, and like the vision casting. I'm one of those people who it's like the here and now, what am I doing this week? But I need to be able to cast vision for like big picture, and that's never been my strong suit. And so I think people need that, right? Like, we can't just sell them the plane ride. We have to tell them the destination that they're going to get to. And I forget that. So.
Okay. Yeah. And I've seen you cast that vision in your post. So I wouldn't say that you don't have that skill or you don't embody that, but it's just something you see that you can grow in more, is like almost like giving that belief in self for your team members before they fully believe in it for themselves. It's like, no, I believe in you, and I'm going to give you that permission to believe in yourself before you're fully able to embody it. That's amazing. That's a sign of a really like a true leader, in challenging them too, not just kind of, giving them like, oh yeah, you're doing great all the time. And that's good too, right? The encouragement, but actually challenging people in different ways that you can see they can grow. Yeah, that's amazing. So for you, Jody, the belief in self, like how is that something, how do you build that belief in yourself? Like how would you do that this next week?
Well, I mean, I've had to invest in coaching. That's because I have to have other voices like in my life pinpointing things for me or helping me process. And so that's something that I have been doing. But even just, and I don't know if you talk about this in your coaching, but having your own back, you know, and being like really being more kind to myself. And so if I'm kind to myself, that was one of the things that I said I need to grow, because if I'm able to do that, then I can believe in myself more, because I've taken away the harshness or the critical spirit that I always have and the desire to do it perfectly. And so if I can be more kind, then I can show up and I can believe in myself to do it.
That's beautiful. Yeah, removing, like, we all have that judge kind of like in our fear brain that's always sending us like, you're not enough in so many different ways, right? And so a lot of like what you're doing in coaching is most likely kind of putting a spotlight on all those negative thoughts that you have that you may not even be realizing that are circulating in your subconscious throughout the day. And then being able to shift that and be kind to yourself, right? Like, kind of a spiritual truth I've learned through my coaching is how you treat others is really how you treat yourself. So in order to be more loving as moms and to our customers and to other people who are really suffering out there in their health, we first need to give ourselves that compassion. So that's a lot of what coaching is about in my mind, is the self-love piece. So yeah, the more you can embody that, it's like a continual journey, right? It's not like we're done with the self-love and we're good to go, right? It's just like this lifelong journey. So yeah. So another way of looking at this, does anyone want to share anything else around that, or questions? Or, I mean, it's pretty basic, right? I think you guys have probably already done, as Jody mentioned, some kind of visualization of your ideal client. But I think this is just a way to kind of, excuse me, put a spin on it where you really want to become that ideal client and just thinking every day, okay, who's that person I'm trying to attract? Like, how can I show up as her? She's really eager to learn the product. She's really energetic. How can I keep my energy high and be honest and open and authentic with everyone, and compassionate and empathetic and all these skills? So I think sometimes it can be helpful just to have like a list and kind of look at it every day. It's like, how am I going to show up as this person today? Because if I show up as this person, then that's the kind of person I'm going to create or attract into my life. Kind of like that life is an echo poem concept, right? And another way of looking at this, I don't know how much time we have here, but you know, who is the version of you that already has all these customers that you love and these ideal clients, and just kind of visualizing yourself as that person, and then bringing her into the present in terms of like your posture and how you speak and who you spend time with, who you don't spend time with. You know, if you're around a lot of people that kind of put you down negatively or like downplay your plexus business and say that's a bunch of, you know what, like kind of just negatively making you feel less than and like your business isn't worth it, then that's probably not going to help you feel like the successful business owner that you want to be, right? So, and in terms of your lifestyle too, like, what do I want to be doing a year out or 3 years out from now? Do I want, you know, not only the income flexibility, but how do I want to be using my time? What hobbies do I really want to start devoting time to, and really starting to do those now, giving yourself permission to enjoy and to enjoy life the way you see it a year out or 3 years out from now. Does anyone want to share any of that they feel like, you know, like kind of their dream for a year out from now, and some things they would like to be doing in your life that you're not currently doing, that you maybe could give yourself permission to start bringing more of that joy into your life now, even before you have that external extra time and abundance of money and everything that you might. Is there anything that any of you feel like some hobby or some, just something in your life? It doesn't have to be big, but you wish you could kind of, you want to have in the future, but maybe you could start implementing in some way today, start feeling that energy today. Is there anything anyone wants to share? Chris? Oh, I can't hear you. Did she raise her hand? Chris, are you there? I thought she raised her hand.
You did, and then we can't hear her. You know, I don't know. She's not on mute, but we can't hear you, Chris.
All right, maybe she could type it in the chat or something.
I think she's driving.
Or when she gets. Oh, okay. Maybe she's. Yeah, better be safe there. Yeah, maybe better don't type when you're driving. So, what about Stephanie or Kelly, I don't know if you're on, but is there something in your life that you really, for dreams in your future, like a year out or 3 years out, that you kind of feel like you can't really do until something else happens, that maybe we could brainstorm ways to bring that into your life now? I don't know if they're listening, or Kelly's out taking a walk.
I'm thinking, I think I started implementing more. Like when I first started Lexus, I was like all business all the time, like no reading fun books and no watching Netflix. Like that wasn't okay. And then I realized I can't keep that up. That, working full time too. And so scheduling downtime and rest in that has really helped within the last year.
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
I don't know that I necessarily have like the next, like what, something different for next year, but I think just continuing to be able to have the pockets, like going camping with my family, maybe more with our travel trailer, or, experiencing more things as a family in that sense.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And the fact that you're taking a walk now, it looks gorgeous out there. Yeah. So taking time to slow down. Yeah, a lot of that is what I'm working on with my coach right now. Hired a new coach, and just, for me, it's like, oh, I really want to speed up and really up my income, but he's all about, he's been doing this for like 20 years. It's just like, you really need to slow down to speed up, right? So giving ourselves permission, like we don't have to necessarily achieve all these big goals like tomorrow, or, it's just like giving ourselves permission to slow down and really be present to ourselves and our hearts, and yeah, kind of asking ourselves throughout the day, like, what do I need right now? And kind of almost like your inner child, like, what do I truly need? Maybe I need to go take a nap, or just lie down for 10 minutes, or go take a walk, or, play some nice music, and whatever it is. So, and just, for the last 3 or 4 minutes or whatever we have, does anyone want to share some self-care activities that you guys are doing to really slow down in your business to help you speed up? Not just slow down, for health reasons, but really as an intentional way of speeding up your business.
Well, I just think it's better for me when I focus on the relationship with the person over the business.
Yeah.
When I'm authentic with them and I'm caring about them and not worrying about what, my numbers are, or, whether or not they buy this month or whatever, it's like what's best for them, that's what's best for me.
Yeah.
Best for me in the long haul.
Right. So just kind of getting out of your own head and really being present to them and their needs, and being detached from the outcome, just really focusing on service. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of what we aim to do in coaching too, is just really being present to people. And you guys are like coaches in your own ways, right? To your clients, you're helping them navigate these products and starting in their own businesses. And it can be kind of scary, right? So just being present to them, they feel that energy as well. Yeah. Any other things that, I mean, I don't know if you guys talk about that a lot already, but I'll leave here soon, but I just wondered if that's something that you guys talk a lot about is, Plexus is like a self-care kind of routine in a lot of ways, right? With the supplements and the exercise and drinking a lot of water. So, but if there's any other, I just mentioned that as a way to, like, whatever we can kind of give ourselves permission to do now, instead of waiting for like, oh, only then can I be happy when I have this amount of income, or this happens in my business. And just allowing yourself to feel that inner abundance now is going to be able to attract more of the external money and time and everything else, and giving yourself permission to have that now. So you guys are doing a great job, I'm sure. So
I think that's so good to point out. And I mean, we do talk about self-care, and some of us more than others, like Kelly Krog is always talking about it. It's just so good for us. And I mean, the longer I've done this, it's like, okay, I'm going to work these hours, and I'm going to set aside an hour every day to sit in the sun when it's out and read a book. And, I'm going to go for a walk outside every day, or whatever it is, but really enjoying the journey, which, a lot of us, like on my list, I'm like, well, I want people who are determined and hard workers. And like, we can be those such type A personalities that we have to make ourselves slow down to enjoy it. And, funny, like I hadn't even thought, oh, what do I want more of in a year, or I don't know if I'd thought about that for a while, not for me. It's like, I know what I want in a year for everyone else here. Like, I want them to have more of what I have in time flexibility and of financial flexibility, like, how can I help them get there? But I even didn't really stop to think, what do I want in a year?
That
So
just shows how selfless you are and why you're so successful in the business, is because you're thinking about the people below you, what they need, and serving them and being truly present to them. I mean, that's what I see, so yeah. And I think it's so important, like what you just said, just giving yourself permission to go sit out on the back porch in the sun, and just slowing down and being present to yourself. Because when you're really, like, going back to what we said before, when you're really kind to yourself in all ways, in the way you talk to yourself and how you treat your body and your just care for yourself, you're gonna exude that more with your clients, right? And with your family members, and life will just be less stressful and your health will be better. And so it's like, don't wait and for that 10K month or whatever to come along to start doing that for yourself. Do that now. Start doing that now, and then you can embody the kind of client that's also going to take care of their health and not be running on a hamster wheel and trying to like make the business, huge in 2 months or whatever. So yeah. Anyone have any other parting thoughts or questions before? You guys are continuing the meeting, or is this over now after?
we'll end in a few minutes, but
Okay. Yeah.
Kelly, you look like you were going to say something. I don't know if you were. Kelly.
I want to go on her walk with her. It looks pretty nice out. Where are you, Kelly?
I'm in Washington State.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's beautiful. It looks like you're in a rural area.
Yeah, we live out in the country.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. You guys are all in the Northwest for the most part? No. Okay. Yeah. So what did you guys find helpful in this, or what did you not find helpful? Was it kind of a rehash of what you guys already talked about, or was there anything that stood out to you that was kind of new for you? Just curious what insights anyone had into their business or into yourself, or how you want to move forward with your business.
Well, I will share that I'm in branding class.
I'm sorry.
And we've been working on our ideal ambassador for me. And it's been all about who is she, not necessarily that she's kind and committed and passionate and organized. It's who she is. Like, what car does she drive? How old is she? How many kids does she have? And so this is probably just completing that circle of my person.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of less on the external, like the car she drives and how many kids she has, and more on the internal, like what is her inner world like, or what are her passions and her why and all that. Okay, good. Because truly, I feel like that's the most important thing, right? Not the kind of car she drives or whatever. I mean, it's great to have someone who, maybe takes care of her appearance and has high financial goals, but truly, who is she on the inside? Because that's going to carry her far in her business, not, the external stuff. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. So you guys had been working on that a little more in your group or outside in Plexus, other stuff?
Terry is doing a different course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've all kind of done this, and I think it's so important to come back to, like, who do I want them to be, like, character wise, what makes them up? Like, that's who I want to do life with, not just business, but who are those people, and am I showing up that way? It's just such a good reminder, because we talk about it, but then to really list it out is super helpful. It's like, oh yeah, and this is where I want to focus, and what 3 things, not what 10 things, because that's doable.
Yeah, for sure. For just like the next week, just to have maybe those 3 qualities on a note card or on a sticky note, or put in your purse or on your bathroom mirror or whatever. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else before we close that up?
I know Stephanie was about to say something, but she's
gone.
It's bedtime at their house with kids.
Oh yeah. Oh, there she is again.
She's brushing her teeth.
That's awesome.
I know we have to multitask around here because we're in 3 time zones, so 2 calls can be so challenging. Like, Jennifer's about to fall asleep because it's 10 there.
But see, Stephanie just showed what we really want is real people, right? That sense of humor. She's authentic. She just showed this is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Stephanie's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Us moms, just juggling 4 things at once. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good.
Okay, I was going to ask you, because I know you do some, what do you call them? Seminars or like workshops?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking of doing one in a couple weeks. I've done a couple around the topic of abundance because this topic really does interest me a lot. And I just love myself to kind of, I use the term awaken myself to abundance in my life every day because I really feel like there's no need to wait, right? Like we all have so much abundance in our life as it is. And the more we can awaken ourselves to that we already have, the more we can attract or create in our lives, not like focusing on victim, like, oh, I don't have this yet. And I'm so big on like how our language affects, our ability to bring certain results in our life internally, like the inner dialogue and the words that we use outwardly, talking to our husband and to other ambassadors or clients or whatever. It's so important the language you use. And then really your actions too, like your actions speak to your subconscious as well. So you want to choose actions that align with the beliefs you want to have. Like how you hiring a coach is an energetic investment in yourself. Like I am worth this money and this investment of my time because it's going to come back 5-10-fold over the years, and just thinking of money differently too. Like money is an energy, and it's not just, we all have kind of grow up with these like negative mindset around money and money is evil or whatever. And so I really like to grow in that myself in terms of looking at money in a just more as like energy, and as like, you can even think of money as like a person, and how do I talk about money? Am I desperate for it? Am I needy? Am I, just thinking of it more as it's just kind of neutral, right? It's nothing necessarily like evil or negative at all. And so I run workshops where we talk about abundance and gratitude and focusing on limiting beliefs we have around certain areas of abundance in our life and how to shift that, and do abundance meditation. And it's just fun to get people together and talk about it. So I'm planning to do one in a couple weeks. I usually do them on Saturdays. This one will be on Saturday at 9 Pacific. If that's too early, you guys can let me know, but I feel like I like to kind of get going earlier in the day. So yeah, so if you're interested, I don't know if Jody can give you my email, or you can contact me on Facebook too. I'm on there, my messenger. So it's been a privilege to talk about this a little bit tonight, and I hope some of it or any of it has been beneficial for you guys. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. So I will post the recording of this on the team page, and then in the comments, if you want to put your information for your workshop on that post, that would be awesome to do it.
Oh, yeah, on Facebook?
So, yeah, on the Beyond Blessed page.
Okay, yeah, I'll be happy to do that. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. It's really an honor to talk about this with you. And if you want to email me or whatever with any questions or something that piqued your interest, let me know too. I'd be happy to have a call with any of you about that. So
thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you all, and I guess I'll let you guys wrap up your thing. I'll probably take off here. So.
Okay, thanks so much. We'll see you later.
Yeah, have a good evening. Bye.
Okay, thanks for being here tonight, you guys. I wasn't entirely sure all of what we would talk about, but I think it's such a good reminder. It's like, who do we want to attract, and who are we? And is that aligning? And I think when we don't do that, we feel out of alignment, like we feel it, and we feel not at ease with life and business. And so I enjoyed writing those things down for me personally tonight. But the last thing I want to say is that our Jewel call is tomorrow, where Kelly and I find out what is coming down the pipeline, you guys. And we won't be able to disclose it tomorrow because we also had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, but it won't be long before everyone knows. And I'm just so excited. And what I do know is that our company has our best interests in mind. I just keep thinking they do not have to make these changes because really they benefit us. I'm trying to figure out, like, from what I know, how this is, like benefits corporate. You know what I mean? It's like they are thinking about us. And so that should just fuel your belief in this company. And there's a product launch coming. So there are really exciting things ahead. So buckle in, ladies. I can't wait until the rest of this month rolls out. Also, I haven't I am going to have some more incentives coming, but and I haven't put it anywhere, but I am praying for this team that we would add 50 people. And when we do that, there's going to be a special giveaway for our team. And with the incentives that are already happening with the company, you add 3, you get an extra $100. There are so many things that our company is so generous in. And so don't stop working. Don't stop believing in you. Don't stop sharing about this. It is so worth it. And it is a service to people in our lives. So that is all I have for us tonight. I'm so glad you were here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And next month, our team call, Kyle and Cassie are going to be with us, and we will be actually like throwing out questions and figuring out how all of this is going to work and what it looks like. And we can just be together with Kyle and Cassie. So I will be excited for that too. So until next time, but you guys have a great week. Bye, guys.